Tim, so welcome to the Going Up webcast. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the inaugural webcast for us, and I couldn't have a better person than yourself to start this off. And thank you for joining us. And my first question to you is, for those viewers that don't know necessarily about Bankerwire, but what Bankerwire does, can you tell us a little bit about Bankerwire, what it does, and how long have you guys been around?
Sure. Yeah. Well, first of all, it's an honor to be here. So thank you very much. And it's even a bigger honor to be the first one. So hopefully I do you proud and we get tons of views. So Banker Wire is a wire mesh manufacturer, pre-crimped and welded wire. We've been around for 124 years now. So a very long time. Personally, myself, I've been working with Bankerwire for just over 13 years, and been loving it since. But there is so much technology that really goes into it, and the knowledge that our team has from being able to crimp these wires is just bar none. So we've got tons of experience and been doing it for a really long time, and a group of people here that are very proud to be, the world's leading wire mesh pre-crimp manufacturer. So we're grateful for your business and the business that many people give us worldwide.
Excellent. And so, for those that may not be very aware of what wire mesh may be, specifically in the space, the architectural space, can you speak a little bit about its uses, specifically on the architectural side, specifically also on the elevator side?
Sure. Thank you. The elevator side, it's wall cladding facades, where it's a beautiful product. It's an opaque wires that are flattened, mixed in alloy colors, so we can put red metals with stainless steel metals with powder coated colors, and just give something that is unique to the elevator wall. That's generally could possibly just be a standard wood product and or metal flat piece. So we take great pride in that. And then some of the other architectural areas, arenas, we've been in ballparks, any infill panels, railings, wall cladding on parking structures. And so it's just this beautiful product that can keep people in and out, but also provide some sort of aesthetically appealing nature.
And yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, right? I've been in the industry for so long, and wire mesh specifically is typically introduced inside of these spaces, at least on behalf of our firm in the elevator space, as something that is extremely durable, right? It's durability because of how it's knit, as you just described earlier. And so it's a big reason of why it's introduced into elevator spaces. But as we well know, 2020 has been tough for the community and worldwide due to COVID. And what's in mind for most is, how do I go ahead and maintain this sanitize? How do I go ahead and cleanse this, which is obviously in the top of most people's minds. And so can you tell us a little bit about what recommendations Bankerwire would have on sanitizing their wire mesh product?
Yeah, I think it starts with the most important answer is what not to use on this product, right? And I'll get to the other portion for sure, but it's definitely when we first look at making sure that we maintain that aesthetically appealing product. We want to ensure that the maintenance group doesn't use anything that is acid based, anything that can do severe damage, that can start the corrosion process on a stainless steel or any red metals sooner than what normally would occur. And so starting out with making sure that the maintenance team does not use anything acid-based is step one. And then after that, it's a mild detergent, warm distilled water, and then a routine. I think an aggressive routine right now with the maintenance team in the buildings is something that is going to be ensuring that the product stays safe, stays clean. And if it is cleaned with a good routine, a good process in place, there are some things too, actually, like red metals, for example, copper, bronze, brass. They can actually have an antimicrobial, where if it's cleaned really gently, mild detergents, the process of where, it does oxidize, that oxidation process actually kills off viruses and bacteria products. So not only is it kind of cool that currently red metals are neat to see mixed in with stainless steel, it's a very beautiful trend, but it will do a better job, a significantly better job in making sure that virus and or bacterial types of things in the elevator will be killed sooner and faster.
That is extremely interesting because within our industry, we typically advise a client, right? Because we know that on the topical finish of any sort of red metal, we typically are going to apply some sort of lacquer finish or protector.
Right.
And so would you recommend to obtain that specific finish with a lacquer to it? Or do you think that it would work best if no lacquer finish is applied to it in this scenario?
So in this scenario, in this environment, I would encourage that, a lacquer would not be applied, because with the lacquer being applied, it would limit the ability for the red metals to do what we're intending for them to do, which is to kill off virus and or bacteria sooner. And so I think there's a conversation that maybe needs to be had with obviously expectations visually, because this product red metals, we know, depending on if someone touches in a certain area, has certain oils or acids on their hands, and that spot may patina faster than another location. And so the expectation of the building owners or whoever, they need to understand that it may, in certain areas on the red metal, look a little darker sooner. But that's actually, in this scenario, a good thing, because that does mean it's patinaing faster and it's killing off that bacteria and or whatever was on that individual's hands who touched the wall.
Certainly, yeah. On my end, I would probably then say an inference that as you mentioned earlier, an aggressive approach to a daily routine would probably mitigate what we just discussed, right? Where it's, the combination of having a red metal material with an aggressive cleaning routine would mitigate both the tarnishing aspect of it as well as obviously sanitizing the metal.
Yes.
That's terrific. And you mentioned earlier any acid-based cleaners. For those facility managers or they're watching this webcast, do you know anything off the top of your head specifically? Anything that's, I would assume, with ammonia, they should go ahead and do without, right? In the scenario where you're providing a material that is going to have a lacquer finish to it.
Right.
But would the same apply, Tim, if you're providing a material that is in raw form, just as we mentioned before?
So you could use ammonia actually if it's in raw form. Ammonia is one of the items mixed with water, warm, to be used on a red metal. Okay. That said, with the chromium layer on a stainless steel, I would caution possibly on using that. And so that's where maybe just a simple detergent like a Dawn, dish soap actually is a wonderful product to be used warm, half distilled water or significantly more distilled water, maybe 5-10% Dawn dish soap, and a warm, clean cloth would probably be the best case, just an overall for any product in raw form.
And I just want to clarify that for our viewers that may not have the terminology down. When you're referring to raw form, you're referring to a finished product that does not have any sort of protective layer, chemical protective layer over it, that we're providing in its raw alloy, correct?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So that's beautiful. Any ideas in terms of a specific product that you carry that may be better than others? Any specific weave that may be a better application than others inside of these enclosed spaces, specifically having to do with sanitizing, et cetera?
So there, any of the D series catalogs or specs, I should say, not necessarily catalogs, but on our website, if you go on and look at the opaque patterns, any of the D series products would be great, and especially the ones that we can incorporate a red metal into them. And I believe we can, the majority of them, some way, some fashion, the red metals are available in most products.
Terrific. And I know you mentioned to me off the camera that you were working with a lot of your wire suppliers as well, obviously trying to tackle new innovative ways or potentially new products to integrate with what you guys are doing now to combat uh, COVID and situation, the scenario we're in with COVID, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we are. Thanks for asking. And they're doing their best. We're constantly thinking about what we can do with the red metals that are generally softer, and how to make them a little stronger, more tensile, to be able to use them in the opaque patterns, the wall cladding type products for your industry.
Right. I also had a question with regards to your powder coated product line. It is, in speaking to a lot of designers recently and a lot of architects, it was very much of trend in the last couple of years to go with a patinaed finish or a darkened finish, a blackened finish per se. And I know you guys offer a terrific product, which is powder coated, which I feel would be a terrific alternative to the patinas out there, the chemical applied patinas, just because you have to seal the metal, the alloy, once you patina the metal, correct?
Yes.
Otherwise, it's going to corrode. So, does the same apply in terms of the approach to clean a powder coated metal versus a raw alloy or a sealed metal per se?
So it doesn't apply as much. The powder coat, depending on which powder that you use, there are many different ones that have different protective means, and so there are certain powders that could potentially be used where you could maybe use a harsher chemical, but it would need to whoever is doing the cleaning would need to do some significant good research and/or architect or whomever that specifies that specific RAL number or powder coat number to do their research ahead of time. So at this point, in this juncture, interior type products, I would still say to caution to start out using a mild detergent. But I would assume also if it's an exterior type paint that's selected to be put on, you could use some harsher chemicals. But I would also think that, again, going back to the objective of the metal doing its work for us, I think is pretty cool and
Sure.
and something that we should take advantage of right now. Versus relying on not only the aggressive cleaning that needs to occur, but let's let the metal do some work for the maintenance crew too.
Certainly, yeah. So for all of you guys that have been told throughout the years, stay away from some of these softer red metals. You hear it first that hey, it has a antimicrobial property to it, and it can certainly be very suitable for those specific buildings that are extremely concerned on implementing wire mesh, and specifically on maybe now having something that has a property that's antimicrobial to it. So I appreciate that, Tim, and. Where would our viewers be able to find out some more information, and who can they contact within your firm?
Oh, thanks for asking. So obviously the website is the first and easiest for anyone. It's www.bankerwire, and then resources /resources, and then downloads. And in there we have a lot of good things that people can read, look at, and obviously if there are more questions, call us anytime. 800-523-6772. We got a team of knowledgeable salespeople that are ready to go. And if we don't have the answer, we'll let you know we don't have the answer. We're not going to try and fake it because, obviously we don't want to do that. And finally, any questions, emails, sales@bankerwire.com.
Excellent, Tim. I really appreciate your time. I think you did great. This is amazing. And for all our viewers, we're going to go ahead and post our links down at the description below. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up. Share it on your social media platforms, or subscribe if you're watching us through YouTube. And we hope that this was informative. We're hoping that you guys are able to take away a lot from here. And if you have any additional questions, we'll put all those links below for your use. Tim, thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Victor. Grateful for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.